didn't I go to the store now? Live, live, live. I am live for 20 seconds. I am live. Let's see. I am live, live, live for 20 seconds. Go live. All right, y'all, I'm live, so be according. All righty. Let me see here. Alrighty, let's turn it up. Okay, okay. Okay, let's keep it. Okay. Everything is allegedly. Everything is allegedly. This is done for entertainment purposes only. I am just a country psychic with cards in my hand. So don't you try to get me, the man. Everything is allegedly for entertainment purposes, FBI. 'Cause I don't know nothing. Oh, nothing but my third eye. Hello, and welcome to Shan the Baby Terra. And what I'm doing today is just trying to get a feel for the FBI.
Yep, I need to tell you to stop saying.
We're just trying to clear up what's going on with them inside the Nancy Guthrie case. It's just I feel like the FBI is keeping a lot of secrets. Whether we need to know them or not, I don't know. But they are keeping a whole lot of things back because and a lot of things are not making sense. Because we all know that the FBI can connect to those towers in the sky at any time that they want to tap into them and could connect to them, but they don't want you to know. But of course, we learned that from after 9/11, their capabilities. So when this case started, I was like, well, even though you had Sheriff Nanos was in charge, I still felt like those towers could have been tapped to what pinged off of it. Let's see what pinged off it all day. But of course they were like they don't have, I'm sorry, I got a cold, so my throat is really dry. um so they were acting like they don't have enough technology, and we have so much access to AI, and we have so much access to databases of faces. Okay, people are always scanning our faces, especially people who do this, YouTube, any social media. So it's just my opinion that they have access to our faces, measurements of our faces, all kind of different technology. All right. And I find it strange that they can't get more information than they are getting. How I know, because we have the local police here, in the great state of Texas. They have poles outside of my home that are not real. Look at Grace. I'm so hungry I could eat Shandy baby. That's my daughter right there, being foolish. But anyway, they have poles outside, and I've always known these poles were not real. They are fake. They look weird. They have different things on them. And what I learned, I always know what the polls were for, though. Even though I didn't know a particular name, I just found out the name probably about 2 weeks ago. They call Raven polls. These polls, and I've known that when I seen those polls and they first put them up. They are called Raven polls. They monitor pew, 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 shots, in the night, and they triangulate them. Okay, so whenever we have in the area, then immediately, if you're paying attention, you can see them throw up the drone, and they throw up the drone in the area where the pew, 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 rung out. Okay, because we have so many problems with random pew pew in the nighttime, all kind of unauthorized armory here. All right. And so these poles sit in the middle of the place, and they were put in a rather weird way because I watched them install this thing. They had a 3 to 4 week campaign where they were acting like they were fixing the street, but I didn't really notice any street fixing. They would just take the cones almost every day, and it was like during school time. And what did I say, Grace? Those are during school time, and they just take the cones. It's a truck full of people. Okay. And what I noticed, not to be racist though, but these were not Hispanic men doing road work. Okay, and this wasn't the time during, when Trump was mailing everybody and being ignorant with the immigrants. So this was not that time. So these were like truckloads of black men on the back, and every day around the same time they would take those cones and take them and put them on this side of the street, put them on that side of the street, and ride up and down the street. And they had heavy machinery, but every sentence that starts with that is suspicious. It was all suspicious for a while, and it wasn't no road work. I never seen them lay a piece of concrete. It was just this activity, and then they put the poles up, and this is not a street that just need all the good lighting or nothing like that. It doesn't make sense. They just put up 2 poles. Huh?
They been my chat for 5 minutes.
So it was weird, but I don't want to get off subject. But okay, I say that to say this. Okay, if the local police department here has access to Raven poles that triangulate all the pew pew pew, you could go. You think you're doing the pew 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 in anonymity? You are not. They are ready, and they are coming to get you. All right, while you randomly doing this, they throw the drone up and they find you. All right. And then soon after they throw the drone up, then you hear those boys. Woo! So the boys come to get you. All right. So if the boys got that, your local, I know that the FBI can do so much better. Even if they are now led by the cross-eyed idiot, okay, they still should have the same access to I'm going to get you start running. Crazy. Even though that they still have the same access to the tools that they properly need, even though the cross-eyed fool is around them, and a lot of those FBI agents that were there for a while that know exactly what's going on, know the procedures. He's ran them away. Okay, so he's ran some of those good old brooms away. We got a saying in the South, okay, that don't throw away your old broom, because it always knows all the cracks and dusts and kernels of where all the stuff is, and you got to get your new broom and you got to break it in. So keep your old broom. All right, that's a Southern quote for y'all there. With that being said, he done removed all of the good people. They still got some good folks there, but not a lot. He has ran them away. All right. With that being said, let's see what's going on with the FBI in just around the Nancy Guthrie case. How are they feeling as a group of FBI? I need to ban you for these Southern quotes. You better not ban me for my Southern quotes. So let's see what it doesn't matter. They make sense. if you think about it. You have to use your brain. The old broom. Name always said that. My grandmother always said that. Keep the old broom. The old broom know where all the dirt at. But anyhow, let's get on down to this new FBI and what's going on. It's just a lot of different things that people think about this FBI with the Nancy Guthrie case. So let's just generally go into it, Spirit, and guide us and tell us what it is we need to know about the FBI and the Nancy Guthrie case. Them. And I'm gonna do a whatchamacallit. They are spooks. So that moon card was the first one to come up. Okay. Of course, that's what they call the FBI. Spooks. All right. Yeah, they call them spooks. And just laying it down, we do have at the top of the reading a snake, which is seduction, lies, and deception. Okay. And the center of the reading is the moon. And the moon is also deceptions, fears, desire, fantasies. Okay. So we starting off with a deception. We starting off with spook activity. But let's go. Let's see. You need to turn it down. All right.
Bro, they took my tab for 5 minutes ago.
Why? Why did they take it?
Bro, I don't know.
Okay, let's see.
TikTok farm.
All right, I'm gonna ban you. All right, FBI. Like they feel this case is taking them in many different directions. Also, this case has a lot of rabbit holes. Okay, a lot of rabbit holes you have to follow and go down, and some you don't need to go down. I think they have questions about the beginning of the investigation. The FBI has beginning questions towards that Sheriff Nanos. I was about to call him something else. Sheriff Nanos. Okay, they have questions about the beginning of this investigation. This investigation has taken on so many different things. It has gone up, it has gone down. They also have some type of, they are at this point trying to figure out that heart monitor. And they want to know more about that heart monitor. And a lot of things that they have X'd out. Okay, there are certain people that they have X'd out. They can come on TV and tell you that no one is really a suspect now, whatever, or whoever, or you're always a suspect or whatever. But there are some people that they have X'd out according to where they were. And it really doesn't make any sense that this is the person, or they don't have any conclusive, no kind of conclusive clues on some people, not everybody. So they do have people. I'm going to watch TikTok. Oh Lord. All right, let's see what's going on. Yeah. So at the center of our reading is the moon, and the challenge is tree. The tree is growth, grounded, past connections, personal growth, spirituality, health. This is Saturn, and this is Capricorn. This is Capricorn is also the horoscope of work. Okay, working together. They're having a hard time working together with somebody. I feel like this is true. They were trying to say that Sheriff Nanos and the FBI was the best of buddies and the best of friends. No, they are not working in congruence. They are not working together. They want to work like they have a separate case, one case, and it requires teamwork, which is the tree. It requires past connection here. You're going to have to know where the investigation started. But if you go back to the last reading of the sheriff, was incompetent at the beginning. So there are a lot of different questions. Like I just pulled up this here. There's a lot of different questions that the FBI are having for that sheriff. Okay, when this happened, who did you speak to? What statements did you get? When you looked at the crime scene or the, whatever, even if it's a missing scene. It is still a crime scene. Um, what did you get? It seems like the FBI is also a little bit stumped. And how you get the FBI stumped, I don't know. It could be because they're not properly staffed by the proper people that they used to have. So at the top of the reading is the snake, which is desire, deception, lying. I'm telling you something so you won't know exactly what's going on. Okay. Uh, I'm telling you this because there is a dysfunction. I feel like there's a dysfunction in the way that the FBI is handling the case. There's a dysfunction, and this card right here is over here in the future aspect. It is definitely some kind of way that home was mishandled. The um, not proper. Nothing properly was done when it came to the home because I think it was released back and then they came back. The FBI came back so that they could do like a 360 view of it, like do it electronically, recreating the crime scene. I used to watch a lot of ID channel. I do, and they had this show called 360. They got all the cameras in, and they did like a reenactment. It's really cool. That's an old show, so now I know that the technology with AI and facial recognition and all that, everything is so much better. Something was done with the house, and in the future, that is going to come out. The house was not properly handled. Um, of the reading, we have a bear, which is power, leader, and dominant. They definitely want to be and are, on top this of this case. And I just hear like one of the FBI agents just spoke and he said, we need to get this little sheriff out the way. We need to get this little sheriff out the way. And he's very direct on that. He push him completely out of the picture. He feels, this person in the FBI feels that the sheriff is incompetent and he may have, and what I'm hearing him say is effed up the case. Okay, that's what, and we can't F up this case. This is what the FBI agent is speaking and saying, because this is a very famous case, and it's kind of bad when folks will investigate. Everybody cases need to be investigated, but they tend to stick on and stay on famous people, cases that have power in it, or cases that kind of have like mystery where you think you can connect it to some other powerful people or this or that. And they'll keep that in the news. They'll keep the search up. They'll keep the money flowing and going. But then when black and brown people disappear, there is not the same veracity to look for them. So these people are career driven as well. The FBI is trying to solve this case because they want to look good or something, but it's not basically about the person. She could be anybody, long as she was somebody with money or some type of, you know, connection. Okay, so let's see. Let's put some more on this. Let's see. Let's go with this moon. Let's see what's the moon for us. Let's get something on the moon. Moon, moon, moon. Be very wary of what the FBI says. This is the Ace of Rods, and this is new communications and way that they speak. These people are half speaking, half giving you information. Maybe it's based upon, not wanting to give all your information out due to when you go and have a trial and this turns into something else that is not missing. We do not want to give out everything. As well, I guess it's not giving out everything so that when this ransom note, and that's another thing I want to look at on this third video, how true that ransom note is. So be very careful. They are not saying everything or have things or making things distorted. Okay. They also don't know a lot due to the incompetence of Sheriff Nanos. All right. He is having to make them fill in things. Okay. Grief, and there is some grief and heartache. Okay. So somebody is trying to make you not understand what is going on. This is not missing anymore. They can say missing all day, all night, all evening. This is not missing. This is strongly conducted to a case of recovery and trying someone for an unalive. This is what this is turned into and is. They are very angry That's their judgment. That just flopped out. Judgment is how you perceive things. What is this, and what is the end of this? If 1 + 1 is 2, then let's go. But 2 + 1 is 3. Let's follow it where it goes. This is their judgment. That this is not a case that is just of missing, that has moved for quite some time. Even the family might not know that that has moved. Okay, but there is someone within the FBI know that this is not a missing case anymore or any further. Okay, anything else on that deception moon? They are trying to get on top of everything. There are substantially a whole lot of leads here, and they're going to have to get on top of them. So that is what makes them, let me get this, go down the rabbit hole. They hate that they have to go down rabbit holes, because some of those, they still have a little seasoned people know what's true and what's not, just on the face of it. Just like you could take your cards and you can be an intuitive. You are intuitive in your job. Sometimes you see things a lot. You see different type of people, and you learn how to what you call it. Oh Lord, what do they call it when you do that? Oh, why am I missing? I always can't get my words out while I'm doing readings. Oh Lord. Analysis. You do analysis, character analysis on folks. You know what I'm saying? When you're in there so long, you know people. You know, everybody is not the same, but they sure do rhyme. Okay, you looking at folks and like, that person don't talk right. That person is giving me some vibes that ain't quite clear. And most times, if you are seasoned and you haven't been working at McDonald's and you actually been in the FBI doing, you know, FBI work, then you'll know what it is. All right, they're fighting a whole lot of truths. I mean, not truths, lies. It's a whole lot of lies, okay, being perpetrated as facts. I don't know what that means, but that is what spirit is telling me. A lot of lies that's perpetrated as facts. All right. Some things that I say is not true. Some things I'm trying to manipulate or lead somebody else. Okay. I'm not telling you the truth, the full truth. So you don't even, as a, you know, they have people here that do YouTube, internet sleuth work or whatever. There are some things that you're being fed that's not weird, that's not right. There are some things that's not being said. So it is going to take you a little bit more to get to the actual truth of this matter. All right, because you just being fed some things that are distorted. All right, and you don't have the full picture. All right, don't trust the timeline. It's just all of this is allegedly and just due to a country psychic. Don't trust the timeline, is what I've been told. Do not trust things that you see, because people can show you things that they want you to see and make you conclude, like they say, make an assumption. And when you got an assumption, it makes an ass out of everybody. All right. Let's see. Let's see what this snake is. This deception. This deception. Give us some deception. And right on top of the deception is the moon card. So this is equally spook activity. We definitely have that going on. Spook activity. Things done in the dark of the night. Things that look like this but are not that. Playing you to a music. All right. You see him? He's over here. I know my camera's kind of crappy, but this man here is playing a guitar to this lady. I'm going to tell you what I want you to know. I want you to assume this when I have something else. You small little people. Ace of Pentacles, new opportunities. I do think that there is other notes that they are not releasing and not talking about, allegedly. All right. And I'm telling you about certain notes and certain monies, large, huge sums of money that people want. Not this man who wants $50,000, $100,000. Okay, that's great. I would money when you're speaking about finances in this day and this time. If $50,000, you might just have a down payment on your house. You won't have a full house. All right. So there is somebody that is requesting 1 million, 2 million, up to $3 million. This is the more serious person. They're not letting you see that. It's hidden and back up in the shadows. You're not seeing that person. You're only seeing the TMZ person asking for pennies. But we'll go to the third video and see if the penny man is has something that's solid. All right. So below, let's go to the bear. Let's go to the power, the leadership. All right. People are fighting, infighting. We got the bear and we got the five of wands. They're not in unison, not working together. Not only are they not working together with that sheriff nanos, within their department, they are not working together. They have different ideas because you have the McDonald's shift workers, no disrespect to any of those, but they are not FBI agents. And then you got those, your tough FBI agents, like I say, they are intuitive in their job. And you got the McDonald's workers taking over because you have a McDonald's manager with cross eyes that is heading this thing. So of course he's going to let the McDonald workers look up to him. All right. And they're pushing aside those people who are seasoned, those people who know folks, those folks that can analyze people. They are pushing them to the side. So this is why this investigation looks so unorganized, or I don't know. It's just like they playing the prom about 2 days before they had the prom. This is what they are doing here. And plus they are coming from the incompetent sheriff's investigation as well. Let's see. We got the King of Swords and the government. So I think that that's Trump. He's telling them that they need to solve this or get this right, because if they do, then it'll bring more power and prestige to FBI, and then more power and prestige to him, because he's the one that put the cross-eyed dummy in. All right. So they looking at it as a come up. Okay. So that is why they want to be in charge and in power. We on the come up. We are the ones that is going to get to the truth. We got the sword of truth here, and we got the six of swords. Moving on to smoother territories. Once we get it, we are going to bust this case wide open. Somebody is very it just seems like the cross-eyed thing. He is very cocky and arrogant about what he's going to do. But you have to let investigations go where they go. And you, just because you are whoever you are, does not mean that you are going to solve the case. Time takes time. You got to first talk to the people who matter, get some people to flip, and then get them to reveal where Miss Nancy is at. Okay. Let's see this tree, the challenge, the tree, the growth, the past connection, planning. They don't have enough people to plan where to take you next. They flying by the seat of their ass on this here. And they flying by the seat of their ass as well with that Sheriff Nanos man. This is the Justice Department. This is the Justice Department, FBI, all the law enforcement. They are in flux. They have different things going on within that FBI, and this is just a small case. They can't handle the crap that they got going on internally with other things such as nasty theme files and stuff. So then they come to an investigation and they half in it. They not paying attention all the way, but they want to get credit for it if something just happens to happen. And then they'll say, well, we were doing it and or whatever. The Empress, that is the mother. That is Miss Nancy Guthrie. They are working on something. They are working on something with Savannah. Okay, that's good. That leads me to that belief when she said that she didn't really want to work with her anymore. She was done. She working on something with the FBI. Okay, let's see. Let's go. FBI. And we got the house that's in the future. So let's go ahead and put some cards on that house. House. Bring it over here. A house. And that's in our future position. That's a house. Much emotions. Two of Cups. Family, money, and the past. All right. So the FBI, no matter how incompetent they are, again, I still tell you that they still have the access to the things which, the tools to solve crimes. In the future, they're going to be focusing on a house, some partnership that somebody had with a house. Some new emotions that somebody had with a house, and some Ten of Pentacles. This is either family money or this is corporations or something like that. You understand? And it's something from the past, familiarity. All right. So that's something that the FBI will be investigating in the future. Something to do with a home, to do with a family, some money, corporations perhaps, and something to do with the past. So that will help them. I feel like that would help them wrap the case up with a bow, whatever the information they found out about a house. Okay, let's see where they coming from. They're coming from a female aspect. This is a woman. All right, coming from, this is the aspect where you're coming from in the Celtic cross. Where they're coming from, the woman in her past. And it came up upside down. I don't really read my cards upside down, but if they come up upside down, I have to read them in that manner. So if you're talking about a past experience, but not very pleasant past that a woman had with somebody in the past, but it wasn't a pleasant experience, but it is something that is known to happen from the past. All right, let's see. We have family. That's where they're coming from, the family's perspective. They're really making choices based upon the family, okay, of the woman. They're receiving so much quick information due to that this is an infamous case. They don't know which way to go and which leads to follow because there's so many and because they are so ineffective in dealing with this case because they have different interpersonal office things going on. All right. They want to break off some partnership with somebody, probably that sheriff. I think they want to be totally and done of him. That's how they're coming out. I also feel like, again, all of this is allegedly that Savannah is kind of done with the sheriff as well and trying to move on with the FBI and start something going on with them. All right. So this is in the Celtic cross, fears, things you fear to happen and things you want to happen at the same time. And that's cut off. We got accidents, hasty decision, danger, warning, speed, reckoning. Let's see. Turn close the They fear cold case. Okay, this is what they fear. And they are unable to find who done this, who took advantage of the person, and to let the criminals win. They are wanting this case quickly and efficiently solved in whatever manner that it is, whether it's finding remains or whether it's finding her. They want it done quickly so that they can look like they are the savior. But they don't want the wheel to stop turning. This is the wheel of fortune. They don't want to leave it up to chance and for it to go on longer than it is, because then you have the Queen of Swords, which is the law. They want to be able to arrest them. They want to be able to bring them in and, trot around the show pony. So that's a fear and a thing. That's a fear. This position is fear and also what you fear the most. And then what you want the most, sometimes you might not want, depending on if your dreams come true. It may come with some other kind of caveat. That's what I feel. So they don't want him to be found by no local people or nothing like that. They want to be able to trot him out and take pictures of him and say, look what grand work that my FBI can do, because I'm so all of that. All right. So let's see. Yeah, I feel like, according to me and allegedly, that the FBI really doesn't care how this ends, as long as it ends quickly and they look like they can arrest somebody, put them on camera running through the office and do it like that. Like, so to make, you know, the big diaper Dan look fine. Ending. We got a Ryder and Lucky. I think they're going to get a message. And it's just going to be by chance. Something that leads, something that's said and leads to a person that makes this ending concluded. All right. So I feel like this is a tip. When I get Ryder and Clover together, it seems like tip line, stuff like that. $100,000 is that people are looking forward to. Some people look for $20. It's just a desperation thing out here. You know what I'm saying? But because they may have second or third hand information that leads, and they need that $100,000. I do not think the $100,000 will be the thing that the people who took her, the real actual people who was involved in this encounter, are not going to flip on each other for $100,000 because they know that if I do flip, then and I get the money, then you gonna go to jail. So we both gonna be on our way out. The only way you're gonna motivate the person who encountered Nancy and did this encounter is to get the weakest link. Once you get the weakest link, he's going to lead you to the remains, okay, or where she at if it's pans out better. And then they're gonna just start talking, and then it's all gonna open up once they find the remains or find her. But first, they're going to have to find somebody connected, maybe not all the way, but know something or did something. Okay. And then the flipping begins and is found, and then the case proceeds on. Okay. It's just going to open up like a flower once that happens. Once they find that weird flips, boom, Nancy's found, and it all works out. This is the 10 of this is the world. This is the beginning and the end and the combination of things, how they start, how they revolve. And it's all going to start with this message, this tip right there. Okay. So it will be solved. I never thought it would become a cold case, such as when I say cold case, it's like something that hasn't been solved in 6-7 years. That's cold case to me because I watch a lot of crime and stuff. So, money is a motivator. People being scared of getting the death sentence, that's a motivator. So people say anything. Sometimes when you can't get any money and no traction and you ain't on it like that, then you just start flipping. And that ticks it off. So that's the ending I think it's going to have. It's going to be a lucky message. Somebody's going to do this though. I don't think that it feels local to me, some local municipality. Okay, it could be in another state, but it's local. Nonetheless, going to get something, and it's just luck, by the luck and chance of the draw, and boom, we got this person. They want to flip. They want to keep talking because they scared of long prison sentences. So that's good. That's what I feel like with this case. And definitely Miss Savannah is doing something with the FBI. They are making some type of plans together to do something. So I wish them luck with whatever those plans are, so that she can find her mother in whatever condition it is that will be providing her not complete closure, but just the unknowing. I think that the unknowing is so much worse than concretely knowing what's going on. And me personally, I have always had a running fear of being a missing person. So I always would make sure that if anything happened to me, I can be found. Okay. If I have my phone is always on GPS location. A lot of people don't like that because they say, I don't want nobody tracking me. Da, 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 da. But I'd rather be tracked and not know exactly what happened to me. Y'all records?
Yeah, I'm looking for a charger.
Okay. All right. So again, this has been Shannon. You know what I was just going to say?
I
know it. This has been Shanda Baby Tara. So if you've caught this video or you've seen it somewhere, please like, share, and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. I was just about to say Shanda Baby Berry, and that's what my daughter be calling me. And I call her the skinny guru. So we the skinny guru, me, and Shanda Baby Berry. Thank you. Bye bye. No, squirrel. Squirrel.